In this interview, I'm speaking with Yoni Awad, the co-founder of a popular hot sauce brand, Shug. Yoni partnered with us in late 2024 to launch his brand on Amazon, and fast forward to today, his harissa sauce is one of the best selling in that entire category on Amazon. But don't just take my word from it. Hear from Yoni exactly what his experience has been like working with us at the Amazon Whisperer. Yoni, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on, share your story. So, start off, just introduce yourself. Tell me about the brand. What made you start Shug?
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you having me. I'm Yoni, one of the co-founders of Shug. I started this with my dad. To give you the short version of the story, my dad's been in the catering business for over a decade now and has been like cooking authentic Middle Eastern food in Connecticut. And I basically wanted to figure out a way to bring his delicious food to the rest of the world. And so we partnered together, and the first like product line was hot sauce.
Okay, cool, man. And you have two products now, Jug and Harissa. So, what was the main idea behind starting with those two products?
So it took me a second to figure this out. My dad's like main food menu items are like falafel and hummus, but those are just going to be too big of categories to break into. And so I took some time to kind of think about, what could be unique. And it occurred to me that Zouk sauce has never been modernized for the US. The only times you can ever find it, it's like jarred, refrigerated, and it doesn't look the most appetizing. It tastes amazing, and the heat's a 10 out of 10. So I was like, this is it, Dad. And we're gonna hire a food scientist, figure out how to put this in a squeezable bottle, make it look more appetizing, and bring the heat down to like a five. So like, it's something that everyone in the country can enjoy.
Yeah.
And so that was the reason why we started with that one initially. And then the harissa was like kind of like the back burner in a sense. And like I knew that one had a lot of brand awareness, but there's so many products like there's so many harissas out there. So we waited for the zoo to build up, and then we launched the harissa, and it was the same type of thing. Like we noticed like most harissas came in a jar, and we wanted to make something that was like more like obtainable for like consumers and easy use. So
Yeah. Yeah, cool, man. And I'd never heard about Zug before I came across you guys, and I bought it. I think it was like before we even spoke for the first time. I went on Amazon, bought it from your listing. It arrived that night. I had it on my dinner, on my breakfast, on everything, and I've pretty much been hooked since then. And I know my partner Alex has been as well. So it really is an awesome product. And these are all made in the USA, hey?
yep, all made in Connecticut.
Yeah, cool, man. Love
And I
it.
appreciate the kind words. We worked a long time to figure out like how to put this in a squeezable bottle and make it taste like just on as authentic.
Yeah, yeah, and you certainly did a great job with that. It tastes absolutely awesome. So tell me, on the Amazon side, what inspired you to focus on Amazon as the primary sales channel?
It was just like I didn't want to like go through the trial and error process of like meta ads and Google ads and like potentially waste a good chunk of money doing that. Amazon is like, they have tens of hundreds of, monthly users. And if you just, even if it's just 1% that are grocery shopping, it was like, okay, there is a higher probability to actually like get this in front of consumers a lot faster and, get a good conversion on return.
Yeah, yeah, and Amazon, as you said, they've got so many customers coming through, shoppers all the time, every day, and people nowadays, if you want to buy something, why go down to the local grocery store when you can go onto Amazon, find whatever you want, and it's delivered to your door?
Exactly. We're all getting a little bit lazier, but I can't even talk because I do the same thing.
Tell me about it. I do it all the time. Cool. And then before you started working with us, so what are some of the biggest concerns or like hesitations you had? Because obviously, brand new partner, you'd only known us for a few days before we started working together, and also diving into Amazon pretty much in the deep end.
I didn't know much about Amazon prior, and like from understanding the way to build on Amazon takes a lot of research, a lot of understanding how people like buy things on Amazon, a lot of market research. And so prior to you guys, I was already working with like an agency. They were super expensive. You know, it was only a two-person team and only one of them really like focused on me. And so they were actually the ones that recommended you guys. And once we had our initial conversation and you broke down how like your how it works with you guys, I was like, this is a no-brainer to like try out. And so it was right off the rip. I was like, let's give this a go for like a couple of months and like see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's great to hear. And what are we now? I think like month 7 or 8. We coming up
Something
on a
like
full year
that.
nearly.
Yeah, exactly. A couple more months and it's been a full year.
Yeah, crazy man. So talk to me about like since you partnered with us, what would you say has been the biggest improvement that you've seen across just the Amazon account or the business in general?
Sales, which is like the main thing that you want anyways.
Yeah,
We think the first week or prior to bringing you guys on, I was doing maybe 5 bottles a week. A week and a half later, we doubled that. And then like year to date, we have gone so far and it's just been incredible.
yeah, yeah. Last month I think was the highest sales amount that we've hit so far, and it's just growing from there.
Yeah, exactly. And to talk on that too, it was like we launched the Harissa mid-May. And you know, prior to the Harissa, we were doing 400 to 500 units a month. And now we are at 900 to 1,000. And you guys were able to do that within like a 2 week time period from launching a product.
Yeah, yeah, it makes a difference when you've got such an awesome product to sell. It makes it a lot easier. All the strategy that goes behind it when you can just align it around the product makes it
That's
much easier.
that's really true. I mean, the product has to taste good for it to sell, but like, you know, at the same time, a lot of, you know, owe you guys a lot because it's hard. You still have to like market it to all these customers. So,
Yeah,
and get it into their hands.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And on that point, so talk to me a bit about what it's like working with us day to day. Like, how have you found communication? So, messaging, emails, checking calls, reporting, deliverables, all things like that.
Everything's been perfect. I have no complaints. I get reports from you guys once a week. We have our weekly call-ins, like bi-weekly, and even initially, you guys wanted to do them once a week. But then after like the first couple of months, I was like, guys, I trust you. Like we're good with bi-weekly calls. So no complaints. Everything's been great, and couldn't ask for like a better team.
Yeah, yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, I'm very happy with how the team's performed in this one. It's the deliverables have been awesome, and everything that I've seen, it's been great from start to finish. So appreciate the feedback. And tell me, are there any things now that you've been able to do, like currently doing now, that you've been able to do the past few months that you wouldn't have been able to accomplish if you didn't have the Amazon Whisperer on your side, managing everything, the whole day to day of Amazon, keeping that off your plate?
Yeah, I mean, to touch back on like, you know, the other question, it's like there's so much research that goes into like properly launching an Amazon account. And like on top of that, how to properly like run ads and, you know, so many little details like specific copy, specific images, like everything like has to be down to like dotted to the I and whatever T's crossed and all that stuff. And
Yeah, yeah.
so since bringing you guys on, I've been able to like literally I don't have to worry about it. I know for a fact you guys are doing everything like perfectly. I can focus my time in on like other sides of the business, which is like the branding, operations, photo shoots, you know, even sales like, you know, in retail markets. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And that's exactly what we try to do. I mean, we want to be a partner with you on Amazon. So we manage everything on the Amazon side so that you don't have to worry about that. Because as a business owner, as a co-founder, you know, there's so many different things that you need to be doing all the time on the rest of the business. When your head's in the weeds of Amazon all the time, it's hard to actually grow the overall business when you're just stuck with the day to day there.
100%. And like again, there's just so many like you know little things running an account. Like even I know for a fact you guys, any customers that are reaching out to us via Amazon, you guys are responding within like the first like minute, you know, or like
Yeah,
you know making sure like to ping all these customers who have bought the sauce to leave a review. And like we've because of that, it's like great. Now like I'm organically ranking. I have all these like reviews on deck and like sales are just like coming in a lot faster.
Yeah, yeah, that's great to hear. And I'd love to hear from you. Like, how would you describe your overall experience working with us?
It's great. Um, I was when I initially was gonna launch my Amazon, I was like really worried because like, I'm just hiring another agency and I don't really know how much they care about my business since they have like hundreds of other clients. You know, just after our first phone call, like, my gut instinct was like, okay, Ryan and Alex are different. I still have to give it like the trial month and see how it went. And yeah, it's like ever since having you guys on, it just feels like I didn't hire an agency. I actually just like brought on more employees or like we feel like it feels like a team and like we're all building this together. It doesn't feel transactional. It's like you guys want to see me win and like I can also like come to you guys when I have specific questions. I'm like, okay, why aren't we doing this on Amazon?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's what we want to be. We want to feel like a part of your team, not just a third party agency out over there in this big black hole. You don't know what's going on. Things just seem to disappear. Nothing ever gets done. We want to be right there helping you every step of the way.
100%. That's what it's felt like since like day one.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's great. And if another Amazon seller were to ask you about us or ask you about Amazon management, their account's not doing so well, they need to turn things around, what would you tell them?
I always tell them, I'm like, I have the perfect guys and they're going to beat out anyone you're currently using or speaking to.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like a, I'm like your biggest advocate.
That's great to
If you
hear.
could have
I
a
love to
brand
hear
ambassador for an Amazon agency, I think that's like basically what I'm doing.
it. Cool, man. I love it. Well, Yanni, it's been really awesome working with you. We've really enjoyed it. We love the product, both myself and Alex. We're both big fans of the Shug and Harissa. So that's awesome. But it's been great working with you. It's been awesome to see the journey as well, from essentially starting at zero on Amazon to where you are now and the potential to keep growing into the future. We're very excited about it.
Same here. I'm like stoked to build with you guys for the long run. Like I said, everything has been perfect. Couldn't ask for like a better team. And I'm excited to like, get this into more hands of people and like, get our product to like the number one ranking in all the categories with you.
For sure. We'll get there. Awesome, Yoni. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on.
Of course, appreciate you and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.